What's up, guys? Just wanted to talk to you guys for a little bit about prayer and about how to be more thankful in prayer, because that's something I'm dealing with right now. I was convicted with that earlier today, and I thought about it and I posted it on Facebook. Um, but if you ask God for more than what you thank God for, then you're really off in your relationship with Christ. Because prayer is the most personal thing that God gave us. It's a direct line of communication to Him. And for us to use that only to ask Him for things is belittling God. And it's a mockery of our relationship with Christ if He's Santa Claus to us. So we need to do a lot better with that, or at least I do. Um, so one thing that I thought about, and God just gave this to me, was, all right, think about the qualities of God. You can take something as simple as the fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace. You can take God, the Holy Spirit, His Son, um, and tell God that you don't take that for granted. And then explain to Him why you don't take it for granted. For instance, okay, God's love. God, I don't take your love for granted, because when I was growing up, I was in a one-parent household, and I didn't feel that love, and you were the one that was there for me. Nobody else was there for me. My family wasn't there, my brother, my sister. So whatever your scenario might be, that will be something that you could use for an example. Um, his peace, God, I thank you for your peace, because, Lord, last semester I was failing my classes. I was struggling. I was trying to do everything I could, Lord, but you just allowed me to have peace. Lord, my grandma was having surgery. My little brother was locked up. Lord, you gave me peace. You are that peace for me. And I think that when we really start to analyze our relationship with God, everything becomes a lot more personal. And that's the thing. That's what separates and distinguishes Christianity. That's what allows us to have such a wonderful relationship with Jesus, because we can commune with Him whenever we want. Nobody else can do that. They have to walk into a mosque. They have to get in a certain position. We don't have to do that. You can be driving in your car. You can be washing dishes. You can be doing homework. And you can just talk to God. But the point is, it does not need to be superficial. It needs to be personal. It needs to be real. Now, I'm a preacher, and I'm being honest with you. I mean, there are many times where when I just talk to God. I do it because I know I need to do it. But I do it like a chore. And I'm not even grateful. I'm not even happy. And also, just something for you to think about when you are looking for a church home or something like that. Look at how they pray. And I'm stressing this because I heard a sermon and it said, "My house shall be called a house of prayer." That came out of Jesus' mouth. Not a house of preaching, not a house of worship, not a house of praise dancing, not a house of shouting or tithing, but a house of prayer. When the Holy Spirit came down, what were they doing? Praying. When Peter showed up at the door when he was supposed to get killed the next day, what were they doing? Praying. When Paul and Silas literally walked out of the jail after that earthquake, what were they doing? Praying. What was Jesus, when Jesus died on the cross, what was he doing right before that? Praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. And it's every single time it happens. Prayer. And so if we want God to move in our lives, we've got to increase our prayer lives. And understand, we're not doing this to see God move. We're doing it because God deserves it from us. And trust me, it won't be as hard as you think it is when you get beyond your pride and you actually tell God thank you. Like, you legitimately tell God thank you for this. And another huge step that allows you to know you're walking in the direction that you need to be walking in Jesus Christ, or in your relationship with Jesus Christ, is if you can do this with no other unction. Now, what I mean when I say unction, that means no other catalyst, no other provoking. Sometimes we listen to a song and it gets us in the mood of worship. And I'm not taking anything away from that. We'll go to a church service and it makes us want to pray. We'll hear a sermon or a praise dance or something on YouTube or whatever, and it makes us want to pray. Nothing's wrong with that. That's exactly why it's there. But the point being, you want to get to the place where you can do that and you're folding clothes. And it's just you and God. You see what I'm saying? You want to get to that place where it's truly personal, where that song is in your heart, where that worship is inside of you, and nobody has to throw any kindling on your fire. The kindling's already there. It's going to burn because of your relationship with Christ. And that comes from reading His Word, and it just comes from making sure that you stay connected to Him. And this is my last point, and I've said this before. Y'all, God don't change. His power doesn't change. His revelation doesn't change. God is always going to be God. So you remember maybe in the beginning of your walk in God, when you was just praying every night, 5 times a day, it was just, you were so into it, crying, all that kind of stuff, and it waned away. God didn't change, we did. Well, I can't speak for y'all, but I changed. The way I prayed, my attitude, my intent, my desire, the things I asked God for. Like I said, I prayed, and all of a sudden, I'd say, "Yeah, Lord, thank you for waking me up, thank you for dying on the cross, and this is the laundry list that I need you to do for me today." So, let's work on that. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment and ask me anything. But I think that's a big step in our walk with Christ is learning how to pray. You hear it all the time. If I had 10,000 tongues, I'd never be able to thank Him enough. Well, there's a reason we say that, because it's the truth. But just ask yourself, be honest with yourself. How much do I really thank God? Versus how much do I ask Him for stuff? And you'll probably be sad. You probably will. You'll probably be like, dang. At least that's how I was today. I was like, dang, God. I'm preaching everywhere, shouting and leading people in worship, and I don't even tell you thank you. I don't even mean it when I say it. That's a whole nother sermon for a whole nother day. So, yeah, hit me up. Let me know if you got any questions or anything. Y'all be blessed. All right. Peace.